Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Sports and kind of disaster stations really for SA Rugby amidst the entire equity deal saga, which as we know has come to a bit of a grinding halt and it's kind of up in the air with regards to what we're going to see in the future. Now, I personally think we will see an equity deal of some sort come in, and I'll be very surprised if it's not sort of in place by the end of the year, given how important it is to the financial sustainability of South African rugby, and SA Rugby been quite clear about the fact that it has to happen, or basically, the SA Rugby system or the model will just kind of start to collapse, given how expensive things like the URC is, the EPCR competitions, the Currie Cup, the women's setup, the junior setup, and there's just not enough money coming in to be able to sustain these programs. However, the failed equity bid is going to cost so 14 million rand, which is a bit of a disaster. So a deal that was supposed to bring in all this revenue is now costing SA Rugby a lot of money. And you think what 14 million rand can do to some sort of sides and across the country and the likes. It's a big chunk of money. I mean, it's not massive in terms of the grand scheme of things. I mean, we're talking about SA Rugby, billion rand of revenue in a year type of thing. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not maybe that much, but it's money we can't really afford to lose. And the reason why is because they are liable for transaction costs where there is no commission yet. So before we get into the article, please do smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. So as we know, the proposal last year, which was supposed to be 1.4 worth 1.4 billion rand to Ackley Sports Group, did not receive the vote it required for it to be approved. And as a result, the agreement between the commercial agent and Soru now terminates. In a letter that they sent to the unions last Friday, it said Soru will be liable for all professional transactional fees directly, and these professional transactional fees are estimated at 14 million rand with no commission payable. So obviously, they actually haven't brought any money. So that letter was the one that addressed the whole 50% commission fee that was reportedly a major factor in the bid's failure. The commission then said in the letter, it says the commission payable to commercial agent for successful concluding an equity transaction was set at 15% of the transaction value. It said this commission was a gross percentage against which the equity transaction, professional and transactional costs will be paid by the commercial agent on behalf of which professional fees were estimated to be 5% of the 15%. So not only do we not have an equity deal, so SA Rugby don't have that money, but now it's said it's going to cost them 14 million rand. Not ideal. And the problem is now we have to start this process all over again. So there's going to be more fees incurred, for example, in terms of working with a professional agent and the likes of that, in terms of trying to find bidders, doing the whole process. There's going to be, commission payable based on that, as well as then transactional fees and the likes of that, of actually sorting the deal itself. And so the problem is that the longer this continues and the longer we keep trying to sort this equity part out, the more money it's going to cost SA Rugby itself. So what we need to make sure is that they are very much on board with the unions with regards to what the plan is, what we're trying to achieve, and what kind of equity deal we want to get before we then go through this entire process again. Because the next time it goes to a vote, we cannot afford another 14 million rand lost on another failed bid. If this is the way to go, and this is absolutely essential, we need to make sure we find the best possible partners, or the best possible, buyers and the likes of that, or model that's going to work for SA Rugby, and make sure that then by the time it gets to the members' council, all the different provincial unions and the likes are very much aligned and ready to pass it, and hopefully that is going through all the sort of different checks and balances. As for the main thing is, for all that everybody keeps saying we don't want it, it's gonna happen. I think the reality is it will happen. All signs point to it happening, and you've got two options. Option A, you can sort of pretend it's not going to happen and try and resist it until eventually it does. Option B, you kind of embrace it, and then you kind of make sure, right, well, if we have to go this route, how do we make sure going this route is going to be successful? How do we make sure we're going down the route in the right way, with the right people, in the right circumstance, with the right setups? And that's SA Rugby's big sort of mission now, because obviously at the moment, the way they've been doing it is not something that the members' council is approving of. And until the sort of internal sort of politics and the likes of it sort itself out, we can continue to limp along bleeding money, and not something we can afford to do, given how desperate we desperately need the injection of fees and funds into the rugby across the country. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. As always, we'll keep you continued updated on the extra deal as soon as we find more updates and news. But yeah, so make sure you click on the notifications as well so that you're notified as soon as there is any sort of news on it at all. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.